Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I want to give you some practical advice on how you can reach your first $1,000 day with Meta ads. And this is actually going to cover a bit of a broader concept because Meta ads actually don't just come down to Meta ads. And that might sound super confusing to you if you've been thinking about running Facebook ads or Meta ads for a long time. But here's the thing. Meta ads work really well when you let the machine do a lot of the work. So when you start capitalizing a lot on machine learning, but that leaves a lot of room for, missed work, or not missed work, but a lot of free time. So what should you be doing with your time is a really good thing to cover in this video. And I want to show you here, for example, the results here for an Akemi agency client, just on the Facebook end. Just for an example purpose, I'm not obviously going to reveal who this is, but you see that we've achieved pretty good results. This was yesterday. This was one of our best days so far, and it's been through just 2 campaigns. And honestly, this could even be just 1 campaign. So I'll show you briefly what this looks like inside. But basically, what's happening here, as you see, there's a bunch of different ad sets. And each one of these ad sets is a different creative concept. So this is what truly matters in today's day and age. And this is actually what always truly mattered with Meta ads, which is the actual ad, surprisingly, right? Or unsurprisingly. It's not about the strategy you run, it's about the ad. Now, strategy can play a certain role in your business, right? But here's the thing. For this product, every single one of these ad sets is targeting nothing. It's literally just targeting the entire United States. But the only difference between each one is that each one is a different creative concept. So a different batch of content that we had made specifically to cater towards a specific pain point. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, the reason I'm telling you this is because it's really easy to be caught up in the latest strategy for Meta ads. And unfortunately, a lot of people that struggle with ads, with their ads, maybe they're unprofitable, they get sucked in by the marketing of other gurus that are telling them that there's a secret strategy that they don't know about, and that's what's going to yield them results. But ultimately, what's going to yield you results is having a high quality business with really good ad creatives that truly understand or tap into why the customer should buy something, or makes the customer aware of maybe even a problem that they didn't know they had. And that's what's going to get them to buy after all. Now, another thing to note is, since this is such a simplified ad structure, we're really tapping into what Meta calls the Power 5. Now, what is the Power 5, you may ask? This is actually something that Meta released a very long time ago, actually. It was back in COVID times. Now, at the time, keep in mind, this was fairly new information, and AI was a much more niche subject. At the time, AI was still not mainstream, right? Even though there were a lot of engineers working on AI projects, we never heard about it. However, on the Meta team, they were already very familiar with the concept of machine learning, and that's why they released this, in order to help advertisers understand how to maximize the machine in order to achieve better results. And that's where the Power 5 came in. And it's basically, long story short, what it says right here is to use all of the tools that a Meta gives you in order to let the machine run and get you the best results, right? Because as humans, we make mistakes. I mean, we're animals after all, right? So we can't really compete with a machine. Now, where you can compete with a machine, at least right now, and this could change in the future, is on the ad creative level. And that's why that's the most important thing. So that's where you need to be placing most of your effort when it comes to running successful paid ads campaigns. Now, just to briefly summarize this, it's about, like it says here, account simplification, campaign budget optimization, which means CBO, and that's exactly what we're running in that campaign. Automatic placement, so that Facebook will find you the lowest cost placement. Dynamic ads, so that Facebook will create variations of ads and show the best performing one to the right audience. And then auto advanced matching so that it can actually have the freedom to show it to the right audience, right? Now, before I proceed here and continue with the video, I do want to say this doesn't mean that other things don't work on Meta, right? Like interest targeting actually does work, despite what a lot of people will say, will have you believe. It does work. And if you have a super niche product, it could be a good idea to test some different interests. However, it is limiting, of course. I mean, that's what you're doing when you test an interest, is you're limiting, you're targeting to reach a specific group of people that you think will convert that ad much better. And that may be a good or bad thing for you. It could be more expensive, it could be cheaper, depending if you really nailed it on your target demographic, like who you think is actually going to buy. But ultimately, the thing about that is that now Meta does automatically turn on auto advanced matching. So it does make it a little more irrelevant than it was even, let's say, a year or two ago. So how can you take advantage of this? Well, honestly, this is great news for you and for all advertisers, because it tells us that we should be spending most of our time on the creative side of things, right? And also thinking about the overall strategy when it comes to marketing. It's not just about using the right strategy on Meta. It's about understanding the whole business. So, for example, are email marketing systems dialed in? Are we creating organic content that is going to get us results for free that we can then use as creative concepts on our paid ads? These are things that now you can spend more time doing instead of worrying about the latest strategy. And that's exactly what's happening here and why we're seeing great results. This is a very broad product, I will say. This is not a very niche down product. This is a product literally anyone in the US could use. So it makes sense to go super broad. But even for things that are more niche, it still makes sense to go super broad. And what I've found is it's similar on TikTok. So, I just wanted to address this real quick because a lot of people ask me a lot about meta ads, and it's kind of hard to talk about. It's not hard to talk about, but people have so many things that they've just learned over the years that they can't get out of their heads. But I think when it comes to everything digital marketing, you should really be like water, as Bruce Lee would say. You got to adapt, right? You got to be able to change with the flow of things and not be afraid of change. I mean, people are naturally afraid of change, but when it comes to machine learning and advertising, these changes are actually for the better. For a long time, I actually didn't see that, and I was pretty stubborn about it myself. But once it clicks for you, it's just something you can't really unsee. And it feels inefficient to run things any other way. Now, just before I leave you off, I want to show you the success story in the Chemilab Discord, because you hear about people succeeding like after struggling for a long time, but it really, I don't know, this story just really hit me deeper because I've been seeing this guy just like constantly be trying and making like really incredibly designed stores, really well thought out product launches for actually building a brand. Even though he is drop shipping, he's always had this like branding mindset, and he kept failing and failing, and I always kept seeing it, and he kept being super active in the community. And lately he's just been crushing it to a whole new level. I mean, literally reaching 10K a day, after being at basically zero, as he said just 2 months ago. So it's just super cool to see, and everyone's super proud of him because I think everybody knows what he's been going through. And it's just cool to see, man. Like, that's what I love about the internet, is that there's so many ways to make money, and you just never know when you're going to strike gold. If you want to know exactly, for example, what we're spending a lot of time on at the Akemi team, besides leading the direction of the ad accounts that we're running, is actually thinking about creative concepts and thinking about what's actually going to get people to buy. Because here's what you can do, and a lot of people don't know this. This is one of the brands that I reviewed recently because they're popping off on TikTok Shop. But what you can do is you can go to their Facebook page, whatever brand you want, right? Like, do some competitor analysis. It's really good to be tapped into what your competitors are doing, despite what some people may say about how it's better to have blinders on and just focus on you. I definitely think that's true. but everything is about balance. And I think, having a balance is key. And what you can do is when you go to any page, you can go to their About Us page, then page transparency. And here you'll be able to see their ads. Now, this page is not currently running ads, but that's where you go. You got to go to ad library, and then you'll see all the ads. Actually, they are running ads, so I'm not sure why. Oh, actually, they're inactive. I think they maybe got banned or something. But this is where you can see what ads brands are running. And this is great inspiration if you have a specific competitor that you want to, get inspiration from, that is spending a lot of money. You can look at it here and do it in your own way. And even, just as a shill, I know some of you guys hate when I promote my products, but I'm really proud of this community, and I'm actually, it's really cool. We have breakout ads as well. So we're always posting breakout ads. Like yesterday, we posted this one that's super cool. It's like a very eye-catching, right? Because it's literally just a video of someone recording their text messages, and it's an ad, right? So these are super clever ads, and this is what you need to be on top of these days in order to win at meta ads. Is having better ads, really good landing page experiences that really help people out, help people understand their pain points and your product, and that's what's going to help you win. So luckily, we don't have to debate too much about actual strategy. We can more so debate, what is the right approach for the whole business, right? And I've been talking a lot about that in the past few months and this year, really, about the whole business. And that's why I analyze so many brands. And I think for some of you, it seems worthless, but it's not, okay? Trust me. Once you see what I'm saying, you will not be able to unsee it. And it will make you a much better entrepreneur, a much better marketer. And that's all you really need to be. You just need to be slightly better than everyone else. You don't need to be like, the best of the best in order to succeed with meta ads, but you just need to be slightly better. And the only way to do that is to educate yourself and be like water, be adaptable. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'll make more videos like this where it's more technical. I know maybe some people won't be as entertained by this, but that's totally fine. Just review this video over again if you need to. And that's about it. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.